hyzer heights. So if you're throwing hyzer, like I mentioned before, if you're throwing and it's coming in at hyzer and you miss the target, it's gonna kind of go decently far away if it actually had a good chance to go in. So this is where you start messing with heights, not only to get over trees or over obstacles, but also to give the disc a chance of going in the basket while remaining close. So I'm gonna throw a few different heights here for you guys, and as we go, I'm gonna kind of explain the differences and then do a recap at the end. So here's a low kind of penetrating hyzer shot that would be good for a park job, and if I get it high enough, could go in, but it could go pretty far past. So as you've seen there, disc landed about 3 feet away from the pin, took a little 15-foot skip, and is actually still very close. But as you can see with that flight characteristic, if that's 5-6 feet higher, giving a chance to run the basket, I'm now 40 feet away. So what I would do if I wanted to be right here and give this a pretty good run while still trying to keep it close is I would throw up over these trees here behind us and let the disc kind of glide in to where when it's hitting the ground, it's coming like this. So it's not trying to skip. Especially with a mid-range, especially a neutral flying mid-range, if you can control the height up there, it's not gonna hit the ground and get some crazy skip. So let me show you that shot now. All right, so as you see there, the disc landed 5 feet right and ended up being 3 feet right. So the disc went 2 feet after it hit the ground, as opposed to the other one where it skipped, 18 to 20 feet. And so there's certain times where there might be out of bounds to the left or anything like that. So using that shot coming into the green, like I said, there doesn't have to be an obstacle for you to use these heights to your advantage. And then we have one last height, which would be the spike hyzer, where you're going straight up and you're hoping it goes straight down. I personally prefer that medium height shot because what happens is you have more control over the disc, and when they land, you can't move much less than 2 feet once it lands. So the ground plays about the same, but sometimes there is a point where you have to go straight up over something. So practicing this shot and this exercise is gonna be very vital. Let me show you how it goes. So as you see there, straight up, straight down, when it hits the ground, it's not gonna go anywhere. The problem is if you're still trying to do that shot with a mid-range and the other two shots are comfortable, you're gonna have to throw that spike hyzer so far and so hard to get to the pin that it's gonna become inaccurate. So if you wanna work on your hyzers and your heights, I would really recommend, especially with a mid-range, working on that low penetrating shot, because not only that can help you on the wide open, but could also help you in the woods, get that extra little 15, 20 feet of skip if you can't throw it that far. And that medium shot. So what that's gonna do, it's gonna be a great chance for throw-ins, and it's very versatile whether you need to go over trees or you just want a better chance of throwing in that eagle shot. Anhyzer heights. These are very crucial when it comes to trying to get around trees, get around obstructions, or throw a nice floaty upshot or longer drive. So again, 3 heights, and all 3 in this area are usable. So low Anhyzer. If you throw an overstable disc, that could turn into what we would call a flex shot. So you throw overstable on Anhyzer, gets flat, and comes back and finishes left. Right now, I'm just gonna be throwing low turning shots, just to give you guys an explanation of how a normal Anhyzer right hand backhand would fly. So normal one, just low, right at the pin, kind of playing just short right of the pin. The second one's gonna be a little higher, a little more floaty, kind of giving it a run, going next to the basket. And then the last one's gonna be high, real floaty, a lot of glide, a lot of nose angle, and all of these shots with the Anhyzer, you have to throw with the right wing down and the nose up if you're right hand backhand. That's gonna give the disc nose up, right amount of glide, and it's gonna control the speed very, very well. which as you saw there, real low, you know, never really got above the target there. Low, piercing shot. So what that shot's gonna do is it's gonna go much further than these next ones I'm about to show you. All right, so as you see there, that medium height Anhyzer shot is very good for this type of shot here. Nothing in the way, you can control how it's landing. You're coming into the hill on the right, nice, smooth, and you notice there, the disc is nose up, so you can almost see the disc while it's flying. What that does is that controls the speed as it's resisting the wind. Let's throw a high one. All right, so as you see there, real high, real glidey, going right. Not quite the perfect distance for me to practice that shot at, but for you, make sure you go to a field or to a course and you find the right distance for all these shots for you. That way you could dial them in knowing your distances and how to throw them. So there's the three angles, or the three heights, excuse me, for Anhyzer. Let's make sure that we're practicing them correctly and we're learning what disc we need to use in what situations.